Welcome everybody to Thunderdome Fantasy Weekly Report. I thought I had myself already set up. I didn't. Had to add myself because I'm slacking today. Uh, it's your commissioner, the GM of the Dragons. We're gonna get the co-commissioner up in here real quick. Oh, damn! What? I'm hitting it too many times. Hold up. There we go.
Here I am, baby. Here I am.
So, I mean, another week, guys. Another week.
Yeah.
Thunderdome Fantasy. We in week 7. We are officially at the halfway point of the regular season of fantasy football. So,
And we're getting everything covered. We're storm free this week, so
yeah,
we
storm
ain't gotta worry
free.
about all that.
Bye weeks. I mean, not bye weeks. Trade deadline is,
Right around the
I think
corner.
next week. Next week for NFL. I think it's a little bit after that for us. But
I
yeah.
think you got pushed back out. Yeah. So before we get started, my guy, conversation we had Saturday, and I want to go verbatim because I want everybody to understand that this old mofo right here knows what
Okay.
he's talking about. You ready?
All right.
I went back and looked. Tucker might be a good choice if White doesn't play, mainly because of return yardage as well as everything on the offense. All right, Mr. Creel, young Creel.
Okay.
Would you please recite exactly how many points you had off of one Sean Tucker last week?
39.70 points.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I had J.D. McKissick in, and then I grabbed Tucker, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna go with Tucker because I got White anyway. So why would I, grab the person and then not put him in place of who I'm losing out on that week anyway? So
Right.
good luck. I was honestly looking at the Vidal guy over in the Chargers, and I was looking at McKissick because of what McKissick had done in previous weeks. So I was like, man, McKissick definitely gonna touch the ball with Brian Robinson out. You know what I mean? Or yeah, Brian Robinson. Bijan is in Atlanta. Okay. Yeah, I was like, he's definitely gonna touch the ball. I mean, he touched it last week. Whenever Brian, he's gonna touch the ball. No, he touched the ball 2 times. I immediately dropped him. I was like, no. Thank goodness I had Tucker in starting because
I had the same problem. I went out there and I picked up. Let's see, who was it? Xavier Hutchinson. I said, Nico went down. Xavier should be able to get a few targets. I needed somebody to fill in because I had Malik Neighbors out. A few other people that were questionable and out and such. So I put him in.
Brown.
Dude got 2 targets. Not touch. I mean, he didn't catch it. He got 2 targets. Period.
I feel you. That's what McKissick 2 attempts for not even a yard. Or I don't even think it was a yard. I think it was like it was bad.
Crazy. So yeah, there was good and bad and suggestions last week. Luckily, I had other people to bail me out.
just not nailing the defense like I have been the past couple seasons. The past couple seasons, I've been able to pick up that defensive player, from weekly, and they'll hit what I need. I haven't been able to hit on defense this year. I mean, I've got a couple defensive backs that have done what I needed them to.
Right.
But as far as defensive linemen and defensive and linebackers, I am struggling with one linebacker spot and one defensive lineman spot. And I can't get the Josh Allen he's up 1 week, down the next week, up 1 week, down the next week, and I just can't seem to get him. I'm starting him this week. He's been in London. He's been in London for 2 weeks, bitch. You're starting. You better sack Drake May about 50 times.
As much as I love my Jags, man, I have a hard time starting damn near anybody. I got lucky with Evan Ingram. I mean, I started him, and it was somewhat beneficial. But man, it is sketchy, and it scares me to try to even start somebody. So
that's how I feel about my tight end.
Yep,
Laporta, man, that's my keeper. I'm so disappointed in what he has put up over the first 6 games of this, or first 6 weeks of the season. And I know he's had the bye week already, but still, man, you're not what you was last year. And I know that's probably in part because of Jamison Williams now actually stepping up and taking over, that number 2 receiver.
Right.
But damn, Goff, you just give up on him like that? Like, bro, you can have 3 options, man. You don't have to give up on him like, damn.
Last week,
if it wasn't for the one, you got that one long pass, that 52-yard touchdown. If it wasn't for that 52-yard touchdown, if it had just been, if it had just been the 52 yards, he wouldn't have got what he got last year. I mean, it was just, oh man. I need targets from the dude.
All right, so we want to cover our games from last week. The wins. I mean,
y'all seen the scores. Y'all seen what happened.
We've been trying to keep up, man.
Y'all seen it. Dragons. I got that victory I needed. I got that victory. But if Kush would have been playing anybody else in the league, he'd have been up there. Let me go to all matchups real quick. I mean,
you pulled that 260. That was
and it was crunch time needed too, man. Because like I said, I was playing against Kush, who was already up there at number 1 or number 2. I think number 1 is where he was. I just knocked him down to number 2. 232. He would have beat Angels or Orange Crush. He'd have beat Bucks Life. He'd have beat Crimson Elephants. He'd have beat Los Patos, and he would have beat Hendrix Mafia and Thad Castle's team.
Right.
He wouldn't have beat your Showtime. He wouldn't have beat Sin Eaters, and he didn't beat me. So I mean, there was 4 teams he wouldn't have beat. The other 8 or 7 because he's one of those 8. so he would.
So as usual, year in year out, Thunderdome comes through, dude. There are 6 teams. Half of the league is sitting at 4-2.
Yeah.
We have 2 teams at 3-3. We have 2 teams at 2-4, and we have 2 teams at 1-5.
At 1-5. Yeah. I can't believe Chris is at 1-5, bro.
I know, dude. With the team he drafted, I was thinking to myself, holy shit.
It's crazy. It's crazy. He's having 2 rough seasons back to back in Thunderdome. And
it's like the whole world's upside down right now. I don't know.
For real.
Bizarro world.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. Yeah, we got the Kush Crushers GM.
It was good. Congrats on the dub, by the way.
Bro, we were just talking about it. You would have beat 7 other teams in the league. That 230 wasn't a low number by no means.
No, I know. I just I really missed the 2 DBs that went out for my team, bro. They both, like, I had 3 players go under concussion protocol at the last fucking minute.
Right.
And I'm like, bro, I got concussion protocol to deal with on top of the bye. Like, I was good until the 3 went out. And I'm like, all right, Kendricks didn't hurt me too much. But then Del Pitt and I can't remember the other one. He's got a bye week this week anyway. But Del Pitt going down, that hurt me, bro, because if you look at the numbers that them 2 have been getting me, like, Del Pitt's been delivering this year for sure.
Right. Yes.
I missed him last week. But yeah, I was glad to see Davis, I think it was for the Texans, my defensive lineman. I was glad to see him get 20-something points.
Anderson.
Oh, yeah, Will Anderson.
Oh, yeah. Terminator.
So
32 points.
30. Yeah, there we go. Sorry.
He went freaking nuts, man.
Yeah, he did. I appreciated that a lot because that was one of the defensive players going into the draft that I was actually studying, and I kind of worried after the first 2 weeks. I'm like, bro isn't doing shit.
Right.
But
so Del Pitt and Brisker are the 2 that didn't play because they were out, and then your other 4 between them.
Yeah, I had to do last minute pickups, and the best I seen on the waiver was the 2 that I picked up from the Buffalo Bills. And both
Douglas
of them
and Benford.
give me 4 and 5 points. I'm like, get the fuck
you got 10 points between both of them. You got 19 points between all four of your defensive backs.
You got to remember, so far this year, I've noticed that any points, whenever you're having to scramble to pick up people like that, any points are great points. Especially if you get like more than 2 points, dude, I will take it. You know what I mean?
It's definitely better than a goose egg. Goddard going out on me too. That hurt me. You know what I mean? Like, because he went out the first fucking play of the game, and I'm like, great. I knew I should have played Ertz. Yeah. And now I'm debating on whether I should drop him or not, because right now they're talking like he hasn't practiced yet, and they're talking it could be IR. I don't need 2 IR players, bro. I can't do that. Not in this league. You can't afford to have. You can only afford to have too many IR players on your bench. I'm holding on to Rice as long as I can. But I'm not even guaranteed he's going to come back because they still don't know.
Yeah, he's not coming back this season. He's out for the year.
Is he?
Yeah, I think I heard him say something that if he does, it would be their playoff time, not ours.
Yeah, playoff.
Theirs.
Well, he won't do it then anyway because he's got his that court case in December. Right. So.
Yeah, he's not coming back for the year. I know that. And I know that Hollywood Brown is not coming back for the year either.
No.
So he'll be back for playoffs if they.
Well, there goes Rice. I'm glad I know that, man, because I'm not going to hold on to him.
What round did you get him?
Oh, good point.
The only benefit would be for keeper value.
Good point.
That would be the only value. But you definitely want to make sure that you leave yourself enough room to maneuver by keeping him. Otherwise, it's useless.
I'm glad to see Chase Brown doing more. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I bit into all the hype coming into the season, completely disregarding Zach Moss. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, well, at the beginning of the season, when I remembered that Moss was on the Bengals now, I was like, yo, I just drafted Brown. You know, this was before I drafted him. I was like, yo, I don't know if I should draft Brown because I don't know how much he's going to get. But then, I mean, he's doing good. I think he's got more. He's putting up more points than Zach, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So, and he did good for me last week. Madison did good for me. I think Madison is going to see a little bit more of an uptick in his play. Yep. I don't know what that means. You know, with Adams leaving, you know, they're going to have to figure something out. So,
well, they're gonna fill in the void there with some of the younger receivers. Look, it seems like they've already accepted the fact that they're gonna struggle. They already
need to get a quarterback, bro.
Yeah,
they really need to stop messing around and go get a damn quarterback. What's up with Jameis, bro? Jameis is there's quarterbacks out there that can be picked up from these other teams easily. Right. Like, why ain't you doing that? And I think Brady coming on board, even though he's a minority owner,
right?
He's going to have some say. Right? They're going to listen.
So you were one pick away from being able to draft Zach Moss right after Chase Brown. Chris took him with a second pick.
Yeah. You know what's funny is I think I was looking at Moss too, bro.
Because you took Chase Brown, and then he took Zaire Franklin, and then he took Zach Moss, and then you took JSN.
I took who?
JSN, Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Yeah, he was one that I was looking at too, but I didn't want to take him where I took him, but I also didn't want to let him slide. And he's been a solid point delivery each week. So
So we were just talking about that point stuff. You know, any points is good points. Right. Well, I picked up Mr. Derek Hall for the Seattle Seahawks, just to give you a little taste of why I picked him up. Week 3, he puts up 19.5 points.
Right.
Week 4, he puts up 10 points. Week 5, he puts up 16 points. So I'm like, he's going to at least, get around there. A half a point. Needless to say, he's no longer on my team, and I got Brian Burns now.
Yeah, but that's Sean Tucker pickup.
Brian Burns looked freaking awesome in that game the other night. Okay,
and I'm hoping he does the same against Philadelphia because those are rival teams.
Right.
And I love picking those kind of matchups for defensive players when it's a rival matchup.
Always try to step up.
Yeah, they always try to play better.
So, all right, I want to kind of piggyback off what Miller was talking about whenever he was talking about Brady, and the Raiders. So I was listening to a podcast, and he was talking about this, having Brady in as a minority owner kind of changes things, because one of the things that had gone on with Mark Davis is most of the people that he had really been around had been like older guys that are used to 70s and 80s Raider ball, and so they always seem to be a little out of touch when it comes to the players now and who they should bring in now to make moves and changes and just who they listen to.
Right.
But having Brady, you're not only getting somebody, granted he wasn't a coach, no, he wasn't a office guy, but his influence and the people that he's known and the type of teams he came from, like the Bucks and the Patriots, it just, he's at a different level than most of the others. Plus, it's a little different because it's not like they hired a GM who's just getting paid. This guy has stake in what goes on with that franchise.
Right.
So when when they're asking him to help with a decision on something or discuss something with him, it's going to be different for him saying, hey, I think we should do this, because it's going to affect him more long-term than anything, So
right.
I didn't ever really think about it like that, but we could possibly, look, he's not going to be the Messiah. Okay.
Right.
About Tom Brady, but it could be a turning point for the Raiders as far as bringing in solid people. Cause let's face it, they've been like the Jets. They've been like, for the most part, as much as I hate to say it, they've been like the Jags as far as they have been a shit show when it comes to ownership and making decisions on people and things like that. So, with all that being said, it could be a turning point, and you get a fresh look at different things, and I thought that was an interesting look at it.
I don't know that anybody's been a bigger shit show in the league than the Denver Broncos. Look how many coaches they have gone through in the last 7 years.
Dude, I could spit out a list of teams like that. I mean, really, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, the Jets aren't like
that
because Saleh was there 4 years?
But
two. He got fired. Yeah.
No, I know he just got fired, but I'm saying like.
But if you look at the record, I mean,
and you can't even put the Browns in there. I'm saying the last 7 years, bro. The last 7, not the last 20. Because if we're talking anything like that, then the Browns have got it.
The Browns own it. Yeah,
dude. When you talk about a situation where you have a quarterback that you look, let's face it, I don't think there's a person in the building that thinks that Deshaun Watson should be starting. But you have no fucking choice but to start him,
right? Because of that money,
so much fucking money, and you can't goddamn get
rid of him. And they don't want to admit that.
Well, and not only that,
because right now all the news in Cleveland is the organization and Stefanski has a lot of confidence in Deshaun Watson in that offense. They believe that he is the best chance, and I'm like. I'm calling bullshit too. Stefanski needs to get off his high horse and put Jameis in the damn game.
Well, that's the thing, though.
Oh shit!
By having Watson. I mean, you're not going to want to pay a backup that fucking much money.
I don't think Jameis. People think Jameis is money hungry. I think Jameis would play with like straight up.
He's only making like $1 million this year. He ain't making no money.
I agree. But there's other things to factor in.
But if he comes out there and plays like Sam Darnold, he can get a contract.
Right. That's what he needs.
Right now they talking about Sam Darnold about to get a $50 million contract. This bitch. I'm starting to realize that these quarterbacks, when they come out of college,
they need time, bro.
They need time. You look at Baker Mayfield.
Right.
Yes.
I'm going to be here, and I'm going to tell you right now.
And all the ones that were good when they started off are shit now.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts. David Carr. No, Derek Carr.
Derek Carr. Yeah.
Derek Carr. When he first started, they were like, "Hell yeah, give this man a contract." Now he sucks. What's the other?
Lawrence.
Trevor fucking. But this is his first this is his fourth year or fifth year? Fourth, I believe.
Fourth, yeah. But they
Urban Meyer, Doug Peterson, and that was his best year was when Doug Peterson was calling the damn shots. And now 2 years under Press Taylor where he's fucking sucking because Press Taylor's a joke.
Oh, I agree. But at the same time, if you sign a $200 million extension, you better, regardless of what the play is, you better fucking play better than that.
I'm sorry, there's a lot of drops from our receivers and shit. I can't blame it all on Trevor. That dude's a stud. He's a stud.
All right, well,
and I guarantee you, if they traded him or if he went to another team, give him 3 more years and he's gonna be like Baker Mayfield or like Sam Darnold. He's gonna hit that streak and he's gonna be fucking solid. The dude's 6'6". He's a built fucking NFL prototype quarterback. Give him that time and he's gonna end up being that star. We're just talking about that. He is still young. When Baker Mayfield was in his 4th year, he was still fucking running a 8-8, record sucking ass. I mean, you want to compare it to other number 1 quarterbacks.
Right.
Baker Mayfield's a number 1. Sam Darnold was a number 1. I mean, who else is a number 1 that we? Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray's been up and down. I mean,
Sam Darnold.
None of these guys have been absolute fucking stars, except for Baker, and that's in the past 2 years.
Patrick Mahomes,
Well, he sat on his ass the first year, and then he come out there throwing like a shortstop all over the fucking field, and now he's got every quarterback trying to do that shit.
I'm telling you, man.
Not everybody has Andy Reid either.
Exactly, not everybody has Andy Reid. Yeah, that's real talk. If Trevor had Andy Reid, I guarantee you he'd be throwing some deep bombs.
The one thing that scares me about
Trevor leads the league in freaking deep passes.
Yeah,
complete deep passes with like 400 and something. He's well over any other quarterback for deep passes. Now that should tell Press Taylor to get off his little fucking dump game and start passing the damn ball. Because you got somebody down the field, Trevor gonna put it in his fucking hands.
I would trade all those yards from deep passes for some fucking wins in a heartbeat.
Right. I get you. I get it.
I mean, I'm not trying to be a dick about it, but I look, that motherfucker, he can throw 150 yards. As long as we get the win, I don't give a fuck.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
The one thing that scares me about Trevor, and it was something I had heard before, was like, look, going into the draft process, they had interviewed his father. His father was like, oh, he's the kind of guy that he could walk away from this and not have a problem. Wait a minute, dude. You mean to tell me this guy don't have enough drive to where he wants this? You're at a position on being the biggest person, the biggest name on a franchise, making more money than anybody in the fucking league, and you're meaning to tell me that you don't have enough want to get out there?
I've already said this a couple times that yes, he needs that fight. He needs that dog in him. I've said that a couple times. Yeah, he needs that fight. He's too relaxed. He's too calm about all of it. When you throw a pick, you don't need to go to the sideline and be like, "Oh, okay, that's what I did wrong," and then go out there and do it the fucking same way on the next damn drive. Like, you need to have some fight in your ass. And it's the same thing with our coaching staff too. Because whenever we get up by fucking 10, and then you're like, okay, I'm gonna start running the ball for the whole fucking second half, and then you lose the game by fucking 10 because you didn't want to fucking pass the ball anymore. That's on you. That's on you giving up. Quit. I can't stand teams that are like, okay, we're up by fucking 10 points. Now we're just going to try to run the clock. No, fuck that. I want every team regretting they ever came to the fucking field. I want them regretting their whole off-season process. I want them regretting their draft, their free agent picks. I want them regretting showing up to the fucking game. And then I'll put my backups in, and then I'll make them try to run up the fucking score. Fuck all this. I'm gonna make the Vegas bet line look good. Fuck that shit. I don't give a fuck about Vegas. Don't give a fuck about Roger Goodell thinking it looks bad for a team to be losing 70 to fucking 3. I don't give a fuck. You want to play on this field? Come to fucking play. It's just this generation of kids, man. They're too many fucking worried about money rather than the fucking game. And the coaches, they're giving up because they can't coach these kids. They can only tell them, hey, play your position. If I yell at you, you're going to get a fucking attitude and you're not going to play for 3 weeks, like Hassan Reddick's bitch ass, who's been fucking sitting on the damn sideline because he don't want to play for Green Bay or New York or whoever the fuck picked him up. Like, these coward-ass fucking kids, man, need to grow some goddamn balls and start fucking playing. Coaches, too. It's bullshit that you're worried about, oh, I got a 10-point lead. It's time to fucking let off the gas. No, fuck that. I'm flooring it, and I'm hoping it don't go through the floor. Yeah, hang the fuck on. Put your seatbelts on, bitch, because it's fixing to get right. It's fixing to get fast. Like,
look, and this is one thing that I always heard. It's like, look, I can't remember what coach it was, but he's like, look, it's not my job to stop my team. It's your fucking job.
Right.
And I believe it was Steve Spurrier, and I hated Spurrier, but I believe Spurrier had something like that along the lines back in the Florida days, because he was winning a game. I think he was winning like 60-something to friggin' nothing. And the team kicked a field goal on him, and he threw his hat all around the damn sideline, pissed off that team had scored a field goal on him because he wanted to shut him the fuck out.
It was Bobby Bowden too, bro. I know for a fact Bobby said it.
Yeah, I've heard Bobby. Now that sounds about right.
Bobby's a legend. Anything's come out Bobby's mouth. That man's a legend.
Since I bring up Bobby, listen. I'd like to go back a little bit. There's two things I want to say. One, you were talking about earlier about how Stefanski and the Browns need to come off of, oh, we paid him this much money and we don't want to come out and say we made a mistake, so we're just gonna let him fail. The other team that needs to get their head out their ass, FSU. Norvell needs to stop playing games with DJU. And
that kid transferred through 4 different schools, and you thought he was going to be something when he came to you. Those teams didn't care that he transferred. Shit, Clemson helped him transfer. Like, they filled out the paperwork for his ass. They was like, we don't fucking do.
The second thing I'd like to say is Trevor Lawrence, to me, is this day's Brady Quinn. He's just a pretty boy out there, man. He ain't worried about nothing else besides the money. That's it.
Sunshine does like his money.
That's it. Look at his little commercials and shit. You know what I mean? That's why his dad said what he said. He could walk away from this and have no regret, because dude knows if he really wants.
I mean, can you blame him though? He won a Heisman. He won a fucking national championship. I mean, so.
I mean, no, but
the only thing other than that is that MVP in the Super Bowl.
There has to be some drive, though, dude.
I know. That's where I was going with it.
That's what I'm saying. He doesn't have the drive, man. His head is in the clouds.
He don't have the drive.
Marino. I want to see him climbing somebody's ass because they're not catching the ball.
I want to see Tom Brady in him. I want to see that Tom Brady in him, where he's on the sideline fucking cussing his damn offensive line out and telling them to get their fucking ass on the job. Like, I want to see that dog in him.
Yep.
I don't want to see that crybaby where he gets hit and he's like, I want to see that dog in him.
Yeah, I agree.
I get it.
Because Tom had that little crybaby shit. Tom was kind of both ways. He had that dog in him, but he was also a crybaby when he got hit. So it was like, I don't want to see that shit, but I want to see that dog in him.
Right. I mean, there's just a lot to be left out there. It just seems like he's.
All right, the game kicked off. The game just kicked off. Who y'all taking? I'm going with Denver. I like Spencer Rattler, but I just think he needs more time.
I'm taking the Saints, bro.
Well, see, I'm gonna tell you, and that's one thing that I've noticed. Some of these guys, I believe, like Rattler, give that man some on-the-job training. I'm glad to see him in the game. He played fairly decent last week. Yeah, he threw some picks, but let him try. He's damn. I feel
him and Drake May. I swear they had like the same game last week.
Yes.
You know what the Saints' biggest problem is, bro? They ain't got no damn defense, bro. Cam Jordan is overrated. Been overrated for like the last 2 or 3 years.
Demario Douglas is on a decline. Tyrann Mathieu is on a decline.
Is Lattimore still on
he's injured.
He doesn't do anything but try to start shit with them, it seems like.
Right. I was going to say, that's probably why Mike Evans tore that shit up. Like, Mike always plays hard against the Saints. Always. Especially Lattimore.
There's been a few occasions where he got ejected.
I know. I seen that one where – no, that was Jameis that came out of left field, right? And fucking – was it Jameis that was arguing with him? And Mike,
I can't remember now.
I can't remember the game, but it was against the Saints. And one of them, like, completely took Lattimore out, bro. And I can't remember if it was Jameis from the sideline or if it was Mike Evans that just came over him and, like, wiped him out, bro. Like, cleaned his clock. Immediately ejected. Out.
now we've got Bo Nix running triple option. Yes, I don't know.
That was during the Mike Smith eras. Or the era.
Bo Nix played for Oregon. So, he know the option. He know the option. They just feeding him what he know.
That's one of the big things about Denver is so their defense. Denver's defense is actually pretty damn good this year.
That's why I'm going with Denver.
But I'm not gonna lie. I'd love to see Spencer Rattler carve their asses up today.
Oh shit! I forgot to take Sutton out.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! That was a wide open shot. That's some soft ass zone, bro. Where is your zone at? Like.
Lead the guy.
I must be behind y'all.
There was 2 defensive players or 2 Denver players in the same damn zone. Either one of them could have caught it.
Oh my god, that was horrible.
Look at him. There's 2 of them right there.
He dropped it in the bucket, right in between both his receivers. That's good.
Bro, first off, them safeties is playing way too deep if you're going to play that soft ass zone. Like, come on, bro.
Calm down.
Oh wow!
Oh my god, that was ugly.
That was fantastic.
This is why Bo Nix runs the option. Because this man cannot throw a ball.
I started him in one of the leagues, I think.
I'm sorry.
Shit, man, this is bad.
Oh my god, dude. Oh, I forgot it's a homecoming game for
Oh no, I didn't even pick him up. I'm good.
It's a homecoming game for the head coach of Denver. I forget his name.
Yeah.
Peyton.
It ain't looking too damn good right now.
Nah. You know what? I think Evan might be onto something here, but I'm still going to stick with the Saints. I think we're about to see the teacher school the pupil a little bit in this game. We'll see. If Kamara has a standout game, it's over. If they can't stop Alvin, then it's over.
I'm telling you, dude. I want to see Rattler just carve them the fuck up. I want him to make Nix look retarded in this game.
Bro.
He's already doing that on his own.
Bo Nix needs some help.
Man, he got Cortland Sutton. He don't have nobody else though.
Oh shit, he can't even get it.
Oh my god, that's the fucking tight end. You got, dude, Jesus Christ, I could throw the ball better than that.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I said Bo Nix needs some help. I forgot you were behind me. That's why I was rubbing my head, bro. The tight end just looked like, how the fuck am I supposed to catch that shit?
Yeah, he's like stopped. Like, what the fuck was that? I'm right here, bro.
Looking around like, wait, when are you gonna throw it to me?
No, that was the different tight end. The first one was the 85. That one was 82.
Yeah. Either way,
they're like,
I'm right here. Throw it to me.
Shit.
Give me the ball.
I seen a play the other day. They threw it to the receiver, and he reached out like this, and it bounced like right off his hands. And they were like, "Oh man, if the quarterback would have just put it on him a little bit better." I'm thinking, bitch, if it touches your hands, it should be a catch. Like, who the fuck are you?
You may be talking about the same one that I'm thinking. Are you sure it was his hands and not his chest? Because I remember it was like this. Dude had the hands, and it hit him right in the breadbasket, bro.
Yeah,
like, got that shit.
Yeah, he had his arms out, but it like bounced off his chest and his hands. And they're like, "Oh, if they would put that a little bit out in front."
Oh, you can't
what?
Put that
That was out front. He had the basket and fucking missed it. What you talking about out in front?
Put that back in one of those training sessions and see if that ball wouldn't.
I'm sorry, man. Coach Witt would have cussed that dude out.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is you talking about? If it touches your hands, you should be happy. I don't care if it's over your head, over here. If it touches your hands, you better fucking catch it.
And that's without gloves. That's
for real, without gloves.
One thing I got to say, and so I may sound like a homer when it comes to all this, and because he's a hometown guy, but these motherfuckers are lucky that one Nick Collins is not running the field out there, because he would have intercepted half these shit ass passes. It would have been fucking ridiculous,
bro. Look what he was doing to the great quarterbacks that was in the league when he was in.
Dude,
these motherfuckers right here, dude. He'd be top safety, guaranteed. Top safety.
Cutler was his. Cutler was his bitch.
That's right.
He had picks from Roethlisberger. He had picks from Manning. He had picks from friggin' like 100 of them from Cutler.
He had numerous from Favre. He had
Favre, yep.
Fuck yeah, dude. He was
when Favre was in Minnesota, yep. Dude, Nick was.
Stafford.
I mean,
now
granted,
I know.
Now, I'm watching a commercial.
You picked on
now, I'm
maybe. I know he picked up Minnesota Vikings a few times.
Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and bust your bubble though. Nick would be retired by now.
Yeah.
No. I'm saying. Oh yeah, you're right.
But if it was his prime right now, yeah, I agree with you. But yeah, he'd be retired by now. He'd be like, unless he'd be in like his 15th, 16th year or some shit, you know. Like,
Roman Harper was like 62 when he retired.
Hold on, he got drafted in 2006, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, he'd be retired definitely because it's almost fucking 20 years ago. Oh, yeah, two more years would be Brady. Brady was offense. Nick played defense. Like you don't play 20 years with your defense.
How long did Ray play?
Ray, I think he played like 14 years.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, that was.
Has there been a defensive player that has went near or over 20? Or was Brady the first player to go that long?
No, Testaverde. I'm pretty sure Testaverde had a long ass year.
Talking about,
he was a backup though.
Oh yeah, true.
I mean, if you go way back, there was what's his name? George Blanda. George Blanda played 20-something fucking years.
So he would have been the longest in our more modern era, correct?
Right.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, because what Brady did 22.
I want to say it was 22. Yeah.
So yeah,
Ray Lewis played 17 seasons.
That's long for a defensive player, bro.
Yeah, especially middle linebacker.
For him, bro. Yeah, as hard as he was hit, dude, I'll never forget that Chad Ochocinco play where he tried to come across and block Ray and just bounced off of him, bro. And Ray said, "What was you doing?"
Threw him around a little bit.
Yeah, he's like, Ray's like, "What was you doing?" He said, I tried to come across there. He said, "I didn't even feel you." Knocked him out, bro. Like, what?
Fucking, but no, like I said, I don't know. Look up Roman Harper.
The longest defensive player's career was none other than George Blanda. 26 seasons.
Get out of here. When was that? 1820?
From 1949 to 1975.
Yep. He played for the Raiders, as a matter of fact.
Played for the Bears and the Raiders.
Yeah.
That's wild. So who was the next closest to him? Is it Ray?
Well, no, because George Blanda wasn't defense. George Blanda was offense.
Yeah, he was offense. Oh, you're right. So the longest defense, longest defense was Jim Marshall, defensive lineman.
Yeah, for the Vikings.
And he played.
I remember him. I remember video.
20 seasons.
Yeah.
And then behind him, y'all, this 90s boy, y'all should be able to get this one. Who y'all think was the second most?
Roman Harper.
Nope.
I'll give
you a hint. I'll give you a hint. AFC East.
Fuck, man. Hold on.
There's only 4 teams you can choose from.
Right? But, I'm trying to think back to somebody that was in there for a while.
Boy, whenever I tell you, you're going to be like, oh, shit.
Did I just say that? Oh, shit. Hold on.
Wait.
East. I was thinking West. Damn. I got to put this weed down.
If you tell me the team, I'll say if he's on that team.
Miami?
Nope.
Oh. It's got to be the Patriots, right?
Nope.
No way. I thought it was.
Nope. It's Buffalo.
Only one.
Y'all gotta know this name, bro.
Oh no! You said '90s guy, Bruce Smith.
Yep, Bruce Smith.
Yep.
19 seasons.
In the face, but I could not say the name.
I'll be damned.
And then there's another guy named Ron McDowell who played 18 seasons.
I'll be damned.
And then there's 4 guys that have played 17 seasons. One of them is still in the league right now.
Calais Campbell.
17 seasons.
I had a feeling.
Yo, did you see that video?
Or something, right?
Did I share that video with y'all where Shaq Thomas? No, maybe I did. But Shaq Thomas was standing next to Calais Campbell. And he's like, "Man, I can't stand next to you." And he's like, "What?" He said, "You're big ass." He said, "I can't stand next to you." And it showed how big Shaq Thomas was, and then how big Calais Campbell was. And he's like, "You make me look small, man." He's like, "That's crazy."
Shaq Thompson.
Thompson.
Is it the Panthers guy? Yeah, Thompson. Yeah, he's like 6'1", or 6 foot, 600.
He's 6'3", 240 pounds, and then Calais Campbell is
6'9",
6'8". Yeah, he's
6'9", fucking 320 pounds.
I was like, God, dude, I didn't realize how big he was, bro.
All right, so let's reel it back into some fantasy.
I guess.
We done got off topic, but
this is a
we went through. We said one game last week, and that was it.
Shit, that's wow.
All right, so last week's matchups. Y'all know who won. Fuck it.
Second, I'll take. I wish I was first, but I ain't had to drop that far. So my parachute worked this time. It may not work next time.
So yeah, I had a conversation with Sir Leonard today. We were talking. I said, look, I've seen teams have great people score a ton of points, but it seems like every week they're running up score, but the person they're playing against just happens to score the most that they've ever scored against you. And it's like, holy shit.
I felt like that's what happened with me and Dragons. And then I'm sitting there watching Sin Eaters, and I'm like, come on, man, let me score more than him. Because I know he's watching this game. I know he's watching the matchup between me and Evan. And I'm like, and then I looked to see how many points he was projecting. I'm like, God, he was like 270 something.
Right.
I'm like, I can't beat Evan. He's at 260. How the hell am I supposed to score more than that?
Well, all I know is I hope that my team stays healthy and scores like they should. Because if they do, oh fuck yeah!
I'll say this: good pickup on your quarterback from Washington, bro.
Daniels, yeah. I mean,
I don't know how long it'll last because he's a little tiny motherfucker, but he's balling right now.
He's skinny, but he damn sure is balling.
He's balling right now. He reminds me of Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
When Lamar was at Louisville. You know what I mean? When Lamar no. Teddy Bridgewater is even a better reference because Lamar's always kind of been, stocky a little bit.
Personally, I think Daniels has got better touch and accuracy than probably both of those guys.
Oh, for sure.
And Bridgewater, he was underrated because he was
two gloves.
He wasn't for injuries, dude. I think he was underrated because injuries did a lot to him.
Yeah, no, that ended his career, bro. Because I'm telling you, what they were building around Teddy in Minnesota.
Yeah,
I mean, it was clear what they were doing, bro. Look what Keenan Allen, or not Keenan Allen, but Case Keenum was able to do right behind Bridgewater.
Right.
You know what I mean? And he wasn't half the quarterback that Bridgewater was. Like straight up, we seen that when he went from the Vikings to Denver. He didn't do shit in Denver. Yep. And the same with Sam Bradford. Sam Bradford balled out for the Vikings because they built that team at the time around Bridgewater and the fact that they had Adrian Peterson as well. So AP was that was around his 2,000-yard season or some shit.
Yeah,
whenever Bridgewater was coming in, and so I'll agree with you. He was hella underrated. I hated to see it happen to him, man. Once he blew his knee the first time, he couldn't get that shit recovered, bro. He kept snapping that shit. The second time he did it, it was
a non-contact thing.
It was non-contact in a preseason game. Yeah, I think they were in the huddle or some shit.
Yeah, they went around there and something happened. No, he had dropped back, I think, and then all of a sudden,
that's what
nobody touched him, and it just went. It was bad too.
Because I remember they zoomed in on the lineman to see if maybe the lineman had stepped on his foot or some shit.
They were like, "Well,
yeah,
that was bad."
That's when he got traded. That was pretty much the last time he played for the Vikings because he went to the Saints, I think, after that or whatever. So
yeah, I think it was Saints and then Miami. He pretty much got downgraded to backup role.
Right.
Now you're holding up the peace sign, Evan. What was that? We got 2 minutes. What's that?
He said 2 gloves. He was talking about 2 gloves, and I think you misunderstood him because you were like, "No, he just took so many injuries," and I was like, 2 gloves had nothing to do with his injuries. That's all I was saying.
2 gloves.
Yeah, 2 gloves. He had
But the
fantasy-wise, matchups this week. Dragons facing Crimson Elephants, 2, 3, and 3 teams.
And he's on the rise, dude. You better watch out. He has got some running backs, dude. His running game is tough.
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor. She got 2 other ones.
He fucking got Derrick Henry,
Jonathan Taylor, 2 keepers.
Yep.
And then he got Chuba Hubbard, and he got Jamar Gibbs.
And he's got Tyrone Tracy for the Giants as well. Dude's 4 deep in running back. Sean's got running back for days.
He must have read the article I did, and then I was like, nah, it can't be like that. Because
I didn't know Tracy was doing anything.
I seen an article where they said that the running game is predicted to be better in fantasy sports this year than what passing.
Yeah.
And I
didn't get that article because I went after receivers.
But the reason I went after receivers is because I thought about our league, and I'm like, bro, I have drafted every year more running backs than I did anything else. And I'm like, it never worked for me. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to change it up. And now it seems like, fuck, dude, should I have went after more?
Bro, it worked for me, and I still switched the fuck
up. And there was a point where I was like, wait, all right, so I've tried getting a shit ton of running backs, but there's none there. I've tried getting receivers. Thank God for the keepers that I've got. And so I said, fuck it, I'll go with tight ends. So that's why I'm keeping 3 tight ends on my fucking team.
It's just hard to not go receiver when you have teams like Miami and the 49ers and Denver and
Philadelphia.
They
Seattle.
Sweeps, bro. They get their receivers involved, like running backs, 49ers especially.
Yeah.
Deebo Samuel is like that. He should be wide receiver / RB, straight up.
For the most
you know
part.
what I mean? Because they do line him up in the whenever was it Mason or whatever his name is, the running back now.
Jordan Mason.
When he got hurt the last game, Deebo lined up in the backfield.
Yep.
I mean, he's there.
He's done that a lot in the past 3-4 years.
Right.
Well, they try to utilize that breakaway ability that he has. I mean, it was something he's had for years.
Man, that's why I drafted Malachi Corley so late, because he's a Deebo Samuel type player, but he's not getting that chance in New York because of fucking Aaron Rodgers. If Aaron Rodgers wasn't in New York, I guarantee you that Corley would be on that field. But since Aaron Rodgers is calling all the shots on who's going to fucking play or not,
well, I mean,
now he don't get no chance.
Especially with Adams coming over.
Oh, yeah. Now he's got Devontae Adams, Mike Williams, Adam Lazard, Garrett Wilson.
So Mike Williams is trying to get out of town. I heard.
Yeah, I know he is. I would too.
He's like,
I would too. Aaron Rodgers does not trust him and will not throw him the ball. So why the fuck would you go to it? Like, you're supposed to be the number 2 in that team. You're supposed to be the number 2. And then Garrett Wilson gets 21 targets.
Right.
I'm glad I didn't keep Mike Williams this year, because of the instability that I was worried about. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know where he was.
And last year he got injured, and then you didn't know if he's going to come back from that injury. So
the Keenan Allen one was hard for me to let go.
Right.
But
it's looking like it paid off, though.
Right.
He's only had like one good game.
Right. Right. So
to be fair, though, even when Mike Williams was with the Chargers, he was mid, dude. He really was that number 1 guy.
1 year he had a good year in as far as fantasy goes. 1 year. After that, he'd have a great game and get injured the next week. It's like if he ever gave 100% in the game, you were guaranteed the next week he was going to get hurt.
Out.
Yep.
He was out.
Most of what he was a red zone target, and that was about it.
Yeah,
and he was good with Phillip Rivers.
Yeah.
I think it was Phillip Rivers last year is whenever Williams had that year.
And he started taking off.
So I got the everybody just got home. So
well, we got some matchups going on this week. I told you about Crimson Elephants and the Dragons, 2, 3, and 3 teams battling out. You got Angels at 2 and 4 trying to catch up with Senators at 4 and 2. So see if she can put a damper on Ben's season. He's bragging a little too much. We got the number 11 Bucks Life playing against the number 9 Showtime 29ers. The number 5 Hendrix Mafia 4 and 2 facing off against the number 12 1 and 5 Los Patos. The number 6 4 and 2 Orange Crush facing off against the number 4 4 and 2 Hammerheads. I believe that's game of the week with 2 4 and 2 teams facing off against each other. Actually, there's another game with 2 4 and 2 teams playing off against each other, and that's Stag Castle's team at 4 and 2 facing against Cush Crushers 4 and 2.
Yep.
I'm worried about that one.
It's gonna be it. It's gonna be one of those games. One of those weeks.
I'll be honest with you. There's nobody in the league this year, for sure this year, and I can't remember last year, but because I had a lot of shit going on, But this year, I will say that there's not anyone in the league that I faced that I was like, oh, it's gonna be. I ain't got to worry about him. You know what I mean? Like it's a very competitive year.
Yeah.
And no disrespect to John when he was in the league, but that one was
not Tyler.
No. I'm talking about
John.
Denver Broncos John.
Yeah. Missack. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot his last name. That's when I think it was around when he joined that we had a couple years where we were trying to fade out some of those lower teams because it didn't seem like they were as into it.
Aubrey did it.
We're not doing that again. That's bad luck.
Yes, Scott was the team before that.
Right.
Yeah, and you kind of knew that you were going to get a victory because he was always for those, I think the last 2 seasons he played, he was he just wasn't active. The one season was because of the hurricane, and then the season after was he had some other excuse or something. So that was the year that we.
Had to go ahead and cut him close.
I mean, I love him to death. I'll give him another chance, you know what I mean? But he's got to be active. That's the one main rule that everybody has to follow is be active. I don't care if you set your lineups every Sunday, as long as you're active. Like,
I mean, God, Evan cut his own mother from the league. She wasn't.
Right. I thought whenever I seen, I was like, damn, that's what I'm talking. I mean, it is what it is. It's in the, you.
Hey, I love you, but you got to go. So
she was another one, that you were almost guaranteed to get a win on too. So
yeah, that's back when we didn't have defense, or actually she didn't know defense, so that's what her problem was. Yeah,
she's like, I don't know any of these people. Oh well,
and she quit. That's why I had to replace her. She gave up. But yeah, I replaced my own damn mama. You gotta be active, bro. But the league is now competitive as shit, bro. I mean, I don't think there's not one owner in the league that, like you just said, that you feel that you're gonna have an easy week. Yeah.
All right, tell everybody good night. Listen, say good night.
What?
Well, he don't want to hear that. He's like, nope, I am not.
All right, well, it's been another week, and we're running up on that hour. So it's been real. It's been fun. It's been really fucking fun. Welcome to Thunderdome Fantasy Weekly Report. We out of this.
Peace.